Hello, everyone. This is Mark Stark, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of Nevada, Arizona, and California. Just for the record, the rumors are not true that Gordon Miles staged a coup and got me out of there militarily. Now, I was a little bit under the weather, as many of you know. I guess there's this virus going around, and I was lucky enough to catch it, but feeling amazingly good now, past all the challenges, and excited to be here today. And we're going to go over something today that is extremely important, and that is making sure from this day forward to the end of the year, we set up our first quarter of 2021. Because like it or not, even though we will certainly have closings that we put into escrow this year, we are very close to getting to the point that says, hey, everything we do now is setting up our 2021. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So let's jump right into it and get started. As always, the first thing that has to be right is our heads. We've got to make sure we're thinking correctly. And I have to say this, and I don't mean this to be negative in any way, shape, or form, but truthfully, what I have to share with you today, you should be saying to yourself after I'm done is, oh, well, I don't have to change anything. Because see, I'm already doing what Mark just went over. And so that means I'm already doing the things that's going to set up not only certainly to finish the year strong, but I'm going to set up my first quarter, my second quarter, my third quarter, my fourth quarter, because what I'm doing keeps my business consistent and growing over time. And that's what we want. Dependable, repeatable business, okay, that we can rely on month in and month out. So what are some of these things that are key? Yes, you've heard it before, and I'm going to say it again. You need your daily revenue commitment. Less is more, so you don't have to overdo it, but you need to commit to what for you, based on your strength and your personality, what are you doing on a day-to-day business or a day-to-day aspect, not a month, not a week, each day. What do you do? And please understand this. I cannot impress upon you how consistency is more important than volume. I don't want you to feel you have to do so much. I want you to feel that if you choose to do just a little bit, 3 conversations a day, that's perfect. Just be consistent every day and make sure you have those 3 powerful conversations. You will be amazed on what it does to help create consistency in your business. And what we're talking about today, doing a great job in this last couple months to make sure that you have a strong first quarter. All right, what else do we need to do right now? Well, inventory is key. Now, I always say this, and I will say it again, that, when people talk about low inventory, they're talking about low inventory in the MLS. The houses have not gone away. I have to tell you something. I was on another Zoom meeting, and I said, well, the houses aren't going away. And it happened to be in a market. In fact, it was in the Colorado market that's having lots of challenges with fires. And one of the sales executives got on and said, Mark, that is not correct. Many of these houses are gone right now, which was really sad. And certainly I stand corrected in that particular example. But let's think overall. And the reality of it is the product is out there. It's just not as simple as just looking within the MLS and being able to depend on the MLS to get our inventory. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But I want you within your mindset to say, if I'm going to have a great first quarter, I've got to grow my inventory in these last 2 months. And guys, think about when I say grow your inventory, look at where you're at. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Look at what you normally do. If you normally keep 1 or 2 listings, let's fight for 3 or 4 or maybe 5. If you keep 5 listings pretty much at all time, then yes, fight for 7 to 10. All right. You need to focus on growing that inventory. And I promise you, That will help immensely having a strong first quarter. Now, there's two questions that I think you have to answer in the environment we're in to not only have a strong first quarter, but finish this year, okay, in a very strong, productive way, but specifically laying positive groundwork. First question, how do I locate non-listed properties for buyers? You've got to be able to answer this question. Again, if you're only depending on the product, the inventory in the MLS, and it's not there, or you're getting beat out, whatever the case may be is, you know what? You've got to be innovative. So the question is how do you locate non-listed properties for your buyers? I'm a buyer. I'm looking. Right now, there's nothing in the MLS. Do you put up your hands or no? Mark, I'm innovative. I have a plan of attack that I utilize when I have a buyer. I go to the marketplace and I find the product, the home that can come closest to meeting their needs. You need to be able to answer that question. That will be a key strength that you need going into this, of course, first quarter. You've been dealing with it each and every day. Second question, how can you buy a home before selling a home? In fact, Gordon, okay, with Fred, our new Apex program, all right, talked about this. We also have, and this is just right now in Arizona, but it's opening up in other markets. We also have a relationship with Knock. Both these opportunities, okay, support this concept of helping the consumer buy a home before they sell their home. How many of you have had sellers say to you, I'm just a little concerned, okay, on what I'll find out there. Is it something that, one, I can afford? Is it something that I'll want before I put my house on the market? Well, now you solve that, all right? By having this key support, okay, that we have at our organization, you now can say, no problem. Why don't we plan on you purchasing your home first? We have programs that I'd like to cover with you regarding that. And then we can focus on maximizing your equity and getting your property sold. Again, answering the question for the sellers who have this concern. If they don't have the concern, great. You can continue to move forward, list the property, and do what you do best and find them a home that comes closest to fitting their needs. Next, how about in the last couple months of the year, I want you to choose, if you don't already have one, choose a new geographical farm. Don't go too large. Choose a geographical farm, and I'm going to give you some tips around choosing that in just a second. But choose a geographical farm, and here's the goal that I want you to shoot for. Whatever number you choose, I want your goal to meet each and every one or have a conversation with each and every one of those people within that new geographical farm in some way, shape, or form. Okay? You can door knock it. You can just door hang. All right? You can call them. You can send mailers to get emails to discuss with them. You can do a mailer asking them to communicate to you, whatever your plan is. I know it's a little different now. We're still in a COVID environment, but regardless of that, in some way, shape, or form, I want you to interact with the people in that farm area over the next 60 days. Perfect opportunity to really get that DRC moving in the right direction and say, you know what, I'm going to do my very best to reach out to each one of these individuals. Maybe I'll do it face-to-face in some cases. Maybe I'll do it by the phone, whatever that may be. Now, let me give you some tips. If you're going to choose a geographical farm, make sure it has the correct average sales price that you choose to work with. Make sure it's a area that you want to work, that you're excited to work. Next, make sure it has a strong turnover rate, minimum 7%. Love to see 10%. That means, you know what? Simple numbers. If there's 1,000 homes in that area, 70 homes sell a year. That means in that area, it's got a turnover rate of a minimum, in that example, of 7%. All right? Don't choose an area that is monopolized by any one agent. Let's say they were the original track agent and now they went into general real estate, and they just have a big market share in that area. Don't fight that fight, all right? So choose an area that maybe numerous agents work. No one really has a strong market share, giving you an opportunity to grow yours. And last but not least for today, we've got a holiday season coming up, and we're in a really weird time right now. Probably not going to be the normal holiday aspect based on, the COVID environment and people staying closer to home. Okay, there's probably, not definite, but probably going to be less traveling than originally planned. All right, if this is the case, and I see this with a lot of realtors too, more staying put, don't, and if you normally do this, take off the entire holiday season. Don't do that. Schedule out your breaks. Okay? Be it that you take specific timelines, do that, but include some of those opportunities to work through the holidays. Okay? Again, if you have something planned and it's about you and family, take your time. You deserve it. Go for it. But if you don't, I would plan on working through some of those aspects, because I will tell you this, I think people are going to be home. I think it's going to be a busy holiday season. I think real estate overall is going to be busy. And I think you might be very, very surprised that we might end up having the busiest November and December in our industry that has been there for a long time. A lot of outside aspects affecting that, but I truly believe it will be a busy November and December, which by definition will help you put in the business and gather the inventory to help your first quarter be as productive as possible. With that said, I don't know if there is any questions today. I don't think there are. I didn't see any questions coming up, just a lot of nice positive comments, and I appreciate the comments. I am thrilled to be back and excited. So let's continue. We're going to close out October. October's been a phenomenal month, so I know we're going to close out October strong, and I look forward again to having a very strong November and December. Please, as always, like, share, and follow if you haven't already. I hope everyone has a extremely productive rest of the week, and we'll see everybody soon. Thanks everybody for joining. Bye-bye.